Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode, or welcome back for another episode of Journey to the Farlands. Yes, the magnificent journey. but I've just been hanging out in the main menu here for a little bit, and I noticed that we are at almost 50 gigabytes in terms of the world size, which is mad. It is absolutely mad. But I guess we might as well keep raising that roof of storage. But yeah, we're back yet again for another episode. Yeah, not a whole lot has changed since the last commentary. I think it's been a few episodes since the last commentary for Journey to the Farlands. But I did. I guess the biggest thing was that I filmed a double video the other day. I filmed a news series to take the place of modded because I guess I can go talk about it since that's all I've been talking about lately is modded and how I lost my stuff in that world. I did lose my stuff when my blimp that I put all my stuff into in the mod pack kind of just disintegrated. I don't think it was part of the mod. I think it was just a glitch. But yeah, I lost basically everything. So yeah, because I moved all my stuff from my started base into it. Didn't really think anything would happen. So I, of course, was moving stuff around willy-nilly. And I completely forgot about the fact that, yeah, that it could just go up in flames at any point. Much like beta. Beta can be like that sometimes. But anyway, I was put into a bit of a predicament, of course, with that. And the fact that I really didn't have much of a direction to go or take the series, at least at that point. And so I've kind of put it on a to be continued note for now. I've decided executive decision to postpone the return of that series, at least until I have the motivation to continue it and basically do it from scratch again. Maybe with a bit of a different planning this time, maybe some different plans. But yeah, that's with modded. So yeah, long story short, I recorded a double episode yesterday of two potential ideas I had. I discussed them funnily enough, in the last Journey of the Farlands commentary. So I guess if you watched that, um, yeah, so I did talk about that stuff in that episode though. So yeah, I filmed a Stardew Valley and a Terraria Calamity mod, kind of double episode, right? And then they were both spotlights at the time, and I really wanted to see how I felt about them and how you guys, the viewers, felt about it. Like through the viewership, that was really the only way I could tell. I didn't receive any comments, at least not yet. It's only been a few days, so it's still liable to happen. But yeah, I filmed both episodes, and I generally did enjoy the Stardew one more, and the viewership I think has reflected that so far. So yeah, we got a new series that's going to replace modded for now, which is Stardew Valley, a completely new game. Completely new game. So yeah, we're going into uncharted territory. I mean, I did Sims, but I didn't really go into that thinking it would be a very serious series. I'm going into Stardew with a bit more of a mindset of it being like this weekly thing that I'm going to be doing. And I'll probably film this week's episode pretty soon, probably within the next few days. Just because I don't really have a reason not to. Since it's already the next week, I could film episode 2 pretty soon after, because I filmed that episode, I think, the other night. I don't think it was yesterday. Yeah, because it was the night before. I think it was like a good few days ago. So yeah, I'll wait a good few more days, and then I'll probably film episode 2 for that. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is kind of Journey to the Farlands, Stardew, and Java. I guess those are the big three right now. I guess there's before Journey to the Farlands, but I kind of just lumped that in. It's kind of just, I don't know, it's so casual for me. I kind of just lump it in with the regular journey here. And I think in the next episode, I'll probably be filming tomorrow morning if I have time before work, if I don't sleep in. I'm gonna film a Before Journey of the Farlands commentary. So a double commentary. Oh boy, I'm gonna be filming a commentary for that series. I think. I think it's about time I did, because it's been a good few episodes, and by that I mean a good few weeks, because that series is a lot slower than this one, just because this is kind of the main thing. And that's more or less just an accent to this, kind of a compliment. And yeah, anyway. I'll explain the whole situation before Journey of the Farlands in that video. I won't get into it here, just so I have have another video for you to go to. But I mean, I do need to fill up another commentary, so I'm not going to talk about a lot of that stuff here. But yeah, that's not changing, of course. Not much is changing other than, I guess, the new series now, which is Stardew. And I'm hoping that'll be the last of the changes for a while. I mean, there's going to be the schedule change, which means that Journey of the Farlands is going to be getting shorter episodes. I'm still going to try and aim for daily episodes, but it might be difficult given the new kind of schedule with school and work coming up, like next week now for me. Yeah, time's going by really quickly, and yeah, this is like my last full week before school, so I'm gonna see if I could squeeze in a longer stream just before school starts, because I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get the next long stream in. It might be a few months or weeks. I don't know. Really depends how weekends are. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself, as I always seem to do. I guess I can't help it with the journey and the channel, I guess, now too. I like to plan ahead. And I think, especially now more than ever. Before, I didn't really plan. I mean, I did still plan ahead, I guess, before, but I think I'm going to be a bit more, I'm going to try and make it a bit more consistent, I guess. And by that, I mean, probably Stardew will be on a weekday, if I have a good hour block on a weekday. If not, then I'll do it on the weekend. This is like for like next week's schedule, basically. Next week and the following weeks until basically January. Because I got one full kind of semester, as I call it, kind of a part at school before I'm done. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a slog, I'm sure, for me with work and school. But so what I have to do, and I still want to get some Journey of the Farlands stuff out of the way and whatnot. So I'll still be filming that almost daily. And if I do happen to work on a school day, then I'll probably just do a really short episode, like 30 minutes, which is pretty much standard for most channels. Except it's raw, of course, raw recording for this series. And pretty much everything now is raw. I was going to try editing Java. I still might try, because I still got a good few full days of free time remaining. But I guess time will really tell if I manage to edit through at least a good batch of them. Because I figured it'd be nicer to have Java edited and then Stardew I can leave unedited. And then this, of course, will always be unedited. Minimally, at most. Figure that make the most sense. Given the archival nature of Journey to the Farlands and its counterpart before Journey to the Farlands. And then Java, I'm kind of just gonna figure out if I should edit it or what. And I'm probably not gonna be filming that for a good little while, I'm sure, just because I'm doing a lot of grindy work right now on the server. So I don't know if I'll be filming a whole lot of like the resource grinding for like farms and all this stuff. Maybe I'll start capturing it when some more interesting stuff happens on the server, like building and alliances and stuff. Some interaction. I probably won't be streaming too many resource grinding streams, since you probably get enough of that with the journey here. So yeah, I'll refrain from streaming it for a good little bit while I get myself a bit more situated on the server, because the season's almost 1 month old. But Yeah, actually we're making pretty good pace. Actually, I was gonna say it's going a little bit slow, but it's actually probably the most consistent it's been for a long time. Anyhow. But yeah, times are changing. They will indeed be changing. But I do want to try and stick to some kind of schedule. Last year I had no trouble doing like a what was it? Like a 1 hour a day kind of thing, like an hour of journeying a day. Which I managed to do that pretty much all of last year from August through to December, of course, because that was the time I was journeying last year. You know, from the beginning of the journey to New Year's, which was Outpost 1, funnily enough. But yeah, so that whole period I did like an hour a day or so. I'd have gone a bit above that every once in a while if I had time. In the beginning I did a lot of walking. But yeah. Oh, hello. Someone showed up. I'm doing pretty solid. Pretty good. How are you doing? It's always nice seeing people show up every once in a while. I'm running. Well, I guess I could press F3, but I'm running beta 1.7.3. One of the most infamous versions for, not infamous, but one of the most popular versions for being the last before the huge updates, such as beta 1.8 and release. Yeah, you were close. And beta 1.6 is, yeah, certainly quite the version. But yeah, I'm just walking. Oh yeah, beta 1.8 add the hunger bar, yeah, and it changed world gen and all sorts of things. Experience, all that lovely stuff. Well, depends who you ask, really. I know kind of beta 1.7 was kind of the last kind of old Minecraft version, like old. Oh yeah, you're also playing an old version, but I think release 1.0 on hardcore. Oh yeah. I have a friend who's been doing a hardcore series in release 1.0 as well. It's a fun version actually. I did play that one. I played it before I played beta because I never played beta when it was originally around, nor did I play it for the many years I played Minecraft, funnily enough. But yeah, you're really doing a tough challenge. Oh, yeah. I am also doing a tough challenge. It may not look like it from the looks of it, like kind of first impression, but this is certainly tough. Oh, getting stack of all items possible to get. Oh, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I get what you mean by tricky. Getting a stack of everything possible. Yeah, that's certainly quite the task. Oh, Cherry showed up too. Huge pace. All enchants done. Oh gosh, don't you get me started on beta, or not beta, release enchanting, like the first bits of enchanting. Oh god. I did play release 1.0, but I never got an experience farm built in that version when I played it. So yeah, I just remember like the enchanting being super just with the spending so many levels. That's a version I haven't played in a long time. I've not played Release 1.0 in years. It's been a good few years. It was before Journey to the Farlands, of course, and whatever else. That's good. Getting some good enchantment luck. Gotta love luck, especially with the Release 1.0 enchanting system. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Can't complain about that. Can't complain about a efficiency 4 and breaking 3, fortune 3 diamond pickaxe. That's pretty darn good. Oh, I got enough wool. What else? Ah, we're okay. Level 48. Mm-hmm. Oh, but yeah, that's certainly something. I need. Oh, no, nothing. Always looking for something, but oh, we're okay. Knockback 2, looting 3 diamond sword. Level 50 enchant. Yeah, the life of Release 1.0, spending 48 levels, 50 levels on a single enchantment. It is a real grind. Early enchanting. And I know that also for sure from like Hermitcraft as well. Hermitcraft 1, which I watched during Journey to the Farlands back in August of last year. About a year ago when I was watching Generic B. And yeah, I definitely saw some of that struggle in that too. It was around a similar version. Yeah, I guess you only have Soak Touch remaining. Oh, you got a 5th enchant. Oh, pretty solid as well. Efficiency 3. Okay, well, I'll just keep on walking. Oh, good, good. Glad that you're on good pace. Certainly sounds like it. $55 hours in game. Hours survived. Oh, 55 hours. That's nothing to scoff at. Yeah, I'm sure after that long, you like you said, you narrowed it down to the rarest stuff. So yeah, it's just the big grinds that are left now. Yeah, all iron stuff. Oh, iron, don't even get me started. In beta 1.7.3, you don't have the luxury of enchanting, so I have to put up with base weapons and tools, which I guess works well for the journey, but it certainly plays an effect on what I like to use, which is diamond, because it lasts really long. Not quite as long as enchanted diamond, albeit, but lasts a lot longer than iron. Iron is like nothing. You burn through like nothing. I know, because I've used it. 62 cocoa beans, 3 sacks of slime balls, and mushroom island. Oh yeah. Oh, cookies, that too. always wrong. What a feat. And all that. Oh, crash against the shore. And let the boat destroy itself. There we go. Seemed to fix the issue here. Yeah, I've got diamonds and gold stuff. That'll probably take quite a good bit. That's it. Yeah, gonna have to make some more goals. 55 hours and you're already almost there for that goal. Oh yeah, I guess you have to. Yeah, since you have silk touch, yeah, you can get the ores as well. And I guess everything you can silk touch. Oh, I should get a bed placed. Don't want any skeletons shooting me into oblivion. That would not be very good. Alright. Oh, let me use a water bucket. I'm not I'm not parkouring. Not today. I'm not feeling all that adventurous when it comes to risking things. That's one thing I haven't tried is getting like all that stuff, all like the stacks of, like a stack or so of making all that stuff. Like what you were saying with like getting like a stack of every block you can obtain or that kind of thing. I never tried that before. I think I've thought about doing it, but I've never actually done it before. 4 stacks for clocks. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess items as well. So then you'd need like even more. That is pretty crazy. Wait, the tall order, if I do say so myself. Oh, I guess I got Joey. Replenish those lost hearts. That's what I will do. But I did. Good old corrective. Yeah. I don't think it is, no. That's not possible. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah, Wasn't sure about the apples, but yeah, I guess you can only get them. Yeah, 3 in the world, and yeah, in version 1.0, there's only 3 strongholds in the entire world. What a time! It's true though. Well, that and dungeons. I've got my experience with dungeons as well. Yeah, the goals. Yes. Yeah, at least for survival, it would be with the conditions you have, it would be impossible, given the chances. I think I've gotten in the entire like walking in this world, I've gotten 2 golden apples from dungeons because I find service spawners like fairly commonly. So I mean, I probably found upwards of like 50 of them or more. I don't even know at this point. I think many months ago it was like 30, so it's probably a lot greater than that. Cocoa beans as well. Be another thing. Oh, let's speed up this boat a little bit. Or I can fall out of it too. That also works. That's also something I found in dungeons is the cocoa beans. Well, it's not bad. There's a lot of terrain in 1.0 compared to beta 1.7 and before. A lot more. Worlds are a lot larger because they go out. I think they actually in release 1.0 they go out like 30 million blocks, whereas in beta they kind of go out infinitely, of course, but the Farlands are at 12 million, so you're a bit more limited. I don't know if structures generate beyond 12 million or 12.5, whatever the Farland number is. Mushroom Islands won't be a huge problem. I wonder. How come? Oh, they're much more common. Release 1.7. I see. Oh yeah, I know that for sure. I know that from watching a bunch of old videos too. About the huge oceans of the old versions. After, with the new world gen after beta 1.7. Render distance, yeah. Yeah, the oceans are huge post beta 1.7. I know that from like I said, the YouTube videos I've seen, like Kurt J Mack and talking about the terrain post around release 1.0 with the huge oceans. I think I don't remember if they actually downscaled them from what he said, which is like I think at one point they were like tens of thousands of blocks long, but they definitely are quite sizable if you want to boat across them, which is definitely not something I'm not used to. Something I'm not used to in this version, of course, because the oceans are tiny. They're barely even oceans most of the time. It's basically just a big lake, really, at that point, or at this point. Big lakes, rivers, ponds, coves, little things like this. I'll harvest some mushrooms. Might as well. Yeah, good choice of level. That's always a trusty Y level, Y11. Slime chunks too. Those are fun to run across. But it's really the only trouble. The only real rub with that is that you have to run into them. You have to find them, like you're saying. I think beta has slime chunks, but I don't think slimes do anything in this version. You can't really use slime balls for much. You can kind of just collect them. I think you can get slime balls in beta 1.7. I swear I've gotten them in this version before, but I might be mistaking it for a later one too. But yeah, it's been quite a while if I have. I wonder if my statistics menu does show that. It only just shows, oh, there's items. It doesn't show a whole, like, it doesn't show everything in the game though, that's the thing. It only shows like basic stuff. Anyway. Curiosity. That curiosity will, no, sticky pistons don't exist. Oh wait, I'm trying to remember if they exist in beta. Oh, they might. Yeah, I think they do. There's that. I was iffy on whether they existed or not in beta 1.7, but I think since pistons exist, I think sticky pistons also exist as well. I think they were released at the same time. I'm led to believe. So, yeah, you'd be right about that. So I guess both exist. Both would exist. I haven't played around with redstone much in this world, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. This is like the only beta world I have. At least I've gotten this far in. I guess that was actually quite the pun, but whatever. No pun intended. 9,500 stone. And 1,050 obsidian. Wow. Let me see where I'm at for obsidian. Yeah, not nearly as close for obsidian. Although I don't think the statistics menu is very accurate. I find. I mean, I think this stuff it tracks a bit better, but some of the stuff like I don't think I've oh, where is it? I think it was stuff like this. I don't think I've crafted or I broken only one sword in this entire world. More iron than coal. Oh, really? More iron than coal. Certainly something. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm still up to date on the notebook there. Good, good coordinates up to date. Ah, forget about it. Get going. I'll have to do some kind of hidey hole at some point to get some more materials to build these beds with. But that'll be something I guess I'll pursue next day here. was tempted there. I will not. I will keep pressing on. Oh, actually, no, I don't need coal either. Well, I'm good on everything. I think coal's one of the things I deplete the slowest. One of them, not the slowest by any means, but it's one of them. I think the thing I go through the slowest is probably the sword, or just the diamonds themselves. I think maybe the sword. Sword would make more sense. Still at full durability, although this one was made relatively recently. Oh, the whole color array. Don't need any other wool. Don't worry, you've been reading your messages. I'm just kind of reading along. I only have so many reactions, so I'm just gonna read them and make an odd affirmation every once in a while. Very nice. Oh, this is pretty cool terrain. I might have to snap a quick screenshot. I might get a little closer. Maybe I'll just get a screenshot of the one monument here. This over here. It's pretty good. Oh, that getting on top of that tree would be good. A little bit of sand pillaring. Use some leaf blocks. Yeah, I'm getting real creative. Trying to get to the top of this thing here. That's pretty good. I'm missing one of those, but that's okay. Looks better. Just the one anyway. I can read your chat if you want. I've just been kind of reading along, but I can read it out loud, or I kind of like respond to it how I've been doing it before. But it's just quite a bit. I'll try. Certainly can try though. place them. They'll go. They'll disappear eventually. The snowball. Let me go back a bit, just so I can catch the viewers up, the YouTube viewers up on what you've been talking about. So, yeah. So today done a stack of repeaters, dispensers, and furnaces. So you've been gathering some of those more difficult components. I mean, namely dispensers and repeaters, but furnaces just a bunch of cobblestone. There's like 8 stacks of cobble. She can probably get in a pretty decent mining trip. But still, quite the endeavor getting all that. And the snow thing as well. Gathering all that snow from the snow biome you found. Oh. Sorry. Oh, it's just a skeleton. Just a measly little skeleton. Yeah, that's why you overlapped it while mining, yeah. That's for sure. I guess multitasking is pretty important when you have that much you're trying to work towards in that hardcore world there. Yeah, we had a stack redstone already. Yeah, redstone's pretty easy to come across. At least in my experience mining down at those layers. I tend to get a fair bit. And I'm sure with your fortune as well. You probably get plenty. You need 3 stacks of string. Yeah, the string is a little bit more tricky. You just need to go hunting spiders or find a spider spawner or whatever. I guess the cave spider as well, I guess with the mine shaft, but probably just like spider spawner, going out to kill spiders kind of thing, I guess is probably what you did. Oh yeah, slime balls, yeah, those will be fun. Because you'll have to find a slime chunk, of course, because you have looting, so once you do find them, it'll be a bit relatively easy, but it's just a matter of, I guess, digging. You just have to mine, essentially. There's not really an easy way to find slime chunks. You more or less just have to, I guess, just shoot in the dark kind of thing. Just pick directions and just mine and hope you find a chunk that they spawn in kind of thing. I think they might also spawn in swamps as well, though. I don't remember if they do in release 1.0, but at least they do spawn in swamps in more modern versions. So there's that too, perhaps. Oh, you wasted the string on wool. 6 stacks of string already. Yep. But I'm gonna dig a hidey hole and then take a quick break, so I gotta be right back for a minute. Gotta refill my water. Yeah. Yeah, that was a later version. I suspected that since you said it was going to be difficult. 1.5 or 1.6. Now that makes more sense. Okay, I'll place a nice torch outside. And yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna take a quick 5-10 minute break. Well, that feels a bit better. Just took a food break. Alright, that's it. Gotta sleep first. I shall sleep first, and then we shall go. Don't want to get too hasty. I want to get to the Farlands and all, but I gotta. It's not like rushing it is gonna make any difference at this point. Very minute. I hath returned indeed. Well, the sun rises on yet another day, as I make evidently clear. 11 times. The 11th times I've said that. I fall into habits. We don't want to what should you tackle next? You mean like for the world, I guess? 'Cause you got like, you're working on getting like stacks of everything. You got a cool base? That's always something I like to default to, you know. If you gotta have a cool base in a world, especially one like that where you put so much time into it. So I always kind of think about that, and what else for like a release 1.0 world? I guess like random farm projects and more like mundane stuff. Your base is a village. I mean, you could always try and make kind of an actual base to like maybe like a place to put all your stuff and whatnot. That's something I always like to do. To figure out kind of ideas like that. Maybe like a museum or something for all your collectibles that you've gotten so far, just to store it all. Something like that. Only basic farms. So yeah, there's some ideas. I don't know. There's like you're relatively limited beyond just like what you got set out, of course. Like usually, other than like just like the with survival you kind of focus on function a lot of the time, and I really like to place emphasis on form as well. I haven't gotten around to playing or being at one base for that length of time, at least in the old versions. But usually in modern Minecraft, I usually just develop an area, add cool stuff. Yeah, you got like wheat and cactus, yeah. Like the basics. You can always figure out ways to spiff even the basics up too. Sugarcane for paper and books. Because it sounds like when I do it sounds like when I do challenges in Minecraft, like it sounds very like functional or form. It's always fun to experiment with form a little bit. I love building, you can probably tell, and all that kind of stuff. So I certainly do like my fancy bases, because you know what, in a real successful world, you got your lovely projects there with all the material gathering and stuff going on, but there's also a lot of really cool stuff you can get to beyond just the function. Snowball farm and pumpkins and melons, yes, all that stuff. How do you get experience in that world? Is it like do you have like a spider farm, or do you have like just like you just generally just mine or slay mobs? What's the tactic? That's always something, because you need a lot of levels for your enchanting. I think way easy already got a bunch of your enchanting out of the way, but it's only hostile mobs. Yeah. So to the wizard tower. Oh, yes, Herobrine's tower, which was a base in Journey of the Farlands here. And passive mobs gives XP. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you can definitely earn quite a bit. I mean, if you're kind of like wondering what to do, you could always build like one of those larger farms like an ender or something, like even like something that you don't necessarily need, just something for fun, really. If you really want to take on like a technical project, I'm sure there's tutorials. I haven't looked into that. Yeah, Enderman. Yeah, or killing Enderman. That's also a good source of XP. That's what I mean with like the ender. If you're really bored. But yeah, just kind of, yeah, I guess just think of farms, think of like ways you can spiff things up. Kind of adventure, yeah, like adventuring out and stuff. Height limit is 128. Yeah, that is a bit limiting. Yeah, I'm all too aware of that in beta here. It's the same height limit, so yeah, building even like farms and stuff like that is a lot more limited. Yeah, in 1.2 it changed. Yep, especially for like building like taller buildings, I have to like be watchful of building on top of mountains and stuff. Like I haven't done too many mountaintop bases because you really can't, because most mountains go up pretty high, so you only really have like 20, like around 20 or so blocks to actually build on top of a mountain. So mob farms used to be crazy OP. Oh yeah, yeah, they did. They definitely did as well. Yeah, they're all the rage, all crazy and whatnot. But yeah. Oh, wow. Hold on to the crafting table. Keep an extra good eye on it for when I need to craft beds in like a good few minutes here. Getting better at telling what time of day it is too. I mean, I always have been though. It's like just past midday, so there's a good 3 or so minutes. 3.5 minutes left of the day. You don't know what to do right now. I started mining mining chunks for 2 hours straight. That's also kind of something neat to do. I always like to do like quarries and like mining projects like that. They can get a bit tedious, I'm sure, after a while. Like mining huge blocks like that, but I always kind of found it to be fun. Yeah, we have 2 slime locations, so there's something immediate to do. Already got stuff you can do now, I guess, with the slimes and stuff. I guess that'll be short term, but yeah. Boom. Righty. What a snow biome here. Ooh, I should definitely. Yeah, I got an idea. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I could do it like across the way here a little bit. So should I continue mining my chunks and get lucky with slime spawning, or just go far away and have guaranteed slime spawns? I mean, you're basically asking if you want a chance of finding slimes, or if you want to, to have like a really solid chance of finding slimes. It's basically what you're saying. And if I were you, I mean, I love adventure, so I guess I'm a bit biased in that I would probably just go out to like a swamp or something and find slimes or whatever you're saying. Like go out for guaranteed spawns, but you could really do either or, because mining definitely will consume some time, and you can get some blocks to work on a on an actual base, or, like maybe like reworking things. It's a beta bug. I don't think it exists in the version you play in the 1.0 there, but yeah, you can use a boat under ice. I learned that from the first person to reach the Farlands. Kill crazy, man. It's always a little party trick. I got a few of those I like to show off. When you do walk for this long, you definitely pick up quite a few tricks. Yeah. And you can do it as many boats as you have. You can just keep going. That's great. I love it. The first of many bugs. It's not all that useful, of course. It's just kind of a, like I said, kind of like almost a party trick kind of type thing. Oh, let me make some beds. Oh yeah, that's better. Let's split the stack. Righty. Oh, and I could probably get rid of it. There. Gotta stock up on boats and beds. Yeah, I think we're good. I was gonna see if I could craft anything else, but I think we're okay. Oh, and this is also something you can see your character in the bed. When the compass goes like crazy. I don't know if the compass does that like when you're in bed in like later versions, but like in beta here, when you go into the go into bed, you kind of rolling it around. You can actually see the compass spinning around like crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like that. No, I leave the beds behind in case I die. That's basically how the journey works. Is I craft a bunch of beds so I can just keep them there. So like if I were to die, then I'd go back to that bed. And instead of like going back to spawn, because if you were to break the bed, then you're obstructing the spawn point or whatever, of course. So much rather than of course having to go back to spawn when I die. When I die, I just go back to the previous bed instead, which I think is a bit of a nice safeguard, especially considering how many times I've died in this world. I'm not the most survival. I'm not very the best at surviving, at least in this world. In regular Minecraft, I can usually go quite a long time. I've done some hardcore worlds before. I haven't done super long ones before. It's one thing I've never done. But I've definitely survived for long stretches of time, just not in this world. It's a little bit different than regular Minecraft. Just because I'm walking and I tend to, split my attention a little bit and things get in the way kind of thing. But yeah. I just keep lots of stuff. And of course the boats, I'm sure you know all too well. With even in 1.0 with the boats just breaking themselves. I think that's still a thing in that version. So yeah, I make lots of boats as well. And everything else. I mean, mushroom stew is just for food. I could probably just survive off pork chops really, because I don't take that much damage anymore. It's kind of overkill to have mushroom stew because it heals so many hearts. But I just keep it as a precaution in case I do like fall into lava or something, and I can just. I've never done that actually. Is just eat, like recover health like that. But I guess that's an advantage. Sometimes I might stumble into a lava pool accidentally. I don't think I've ever done that. I've stumbled into a cave with lava waterfall or lava fall, but I've never encountered that kind of particular scenario. But I just kind of keep this level of food on me just in case. I'd say diamond might also be a bit overkill, like especially this many diamonds, but it lasts me a good. Oh, how long does it usually last me? Around 6 to 7 months of walking, I'd say. 6 to 7 months of walking with the stack of diamonds here, including I guess the stuff on my back. Have I tried getting achievements on my world here? Yes, I have. I've gotten. I can actually check them. I've gotten most of them. I think there might be a few more in release 1.0, but I've gotten almost all of them except this one, which I'm gonna save for a longer base because it's gonna be a little while because it's at least 1,000 block long railway. This one's the only one I haven't gotten. And of course, I haven't gotten any like outside of beta achievements, like outside the menu here. Yeah, I'm sure you can come up with plenty, but I haven't personally tried. I think the most difficult one was probably when pigs fly. I remember struggling with that one quite a bit over a good, I don't even know how many videos it was. It was definitely a good half a dozen or more videos that I was attempting that. I had like saddles on me from spawners. I was able to do that one while journeying. Most of them I tried to do while journeying, and then some of them I had to stop temporarily for. Oh, is there a glitch with on the rail? I haven't personally tried it yet, so I have no idea. Do enlighten me though with that. That's something that would be good to know for this world. But I don't know if that works in beta because of minecart speed. Oh. Oh yeah, minecart boosting. I don't know if minecart boosting is still a thing in this version specifically, because I know it's definitely been around for a long time. Before this, it might still be around in beta 1.7.3 here. I know there's powered rails, but that's really expensive. I mean, really expensive. You have to go mining for a good while because you need gold and redstone, which redstone's good. You can get lots of that, but gold is quite hard to get in beta. I guess even release versions, it's still a little bit annoying to get large quantities for like powered rails because the conversion ratio from gold to rails is, yeah, it's not the best. So yeah, it might be nice to figure out some kind of like booster cart kind of thing. I'm not sure if that, like I said, not sure if that still exists. I'll definitely experiment with that when I get around to doing on a rail. I don't know if that'll be at like one of my like outposty bases or like the actual base at the end of the series, like the Farland base. Uh, but kind of see when I have time for it. I usually kind of just work things in. Like when Pigs Fly was just easy enough to work into the series, but on a rail is a bit more difficult given that it's like 1,000 block railway. Although I was debating doing for something exciting, I was debating doing the on a rail achievement in like the Nether or something at the Farlands, so then I could go even further than the Farlands. Because I go 1,000 blocks in the Nether, then it's like it's not that great though. I might just do it in the overworld. I forgot that 1,000 blocks isn't really that much, and use one power rail. Just stacking 4 minecarts in one place. I haven't tried it before. Maybe I definitely would consider trying that. That might definitely be a good bit of an ace in the hole kind of thing. On Bedrock it's 500, and on Java it's 1,000 minimum. Yeah, what a time. So I think it's small. It was originally smaller on Bedrock. I mean, it still is, of course, but it was originally, I think, just because the worlds were smaller. I think that was initially why, and I think they just kind of kept that around. They didn't really feel like changing it, so they kind of just are at a bit of a disadvantage, or at a bit of an advantage in in that regard, but just thinking what else big weird kind of weird stuff that goes on in beta. There is the I don't think it exists in this version here, but there was a bug where you could create like triple chests and quadruple chests and all that. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff like that going on in beta. I watched a video on it recently too. I mean, I kind of knew about that stuff for a good while, but I kind of rehashed that. But oh yeah, you're gonna update to or convert the world to 1.1. Get a stack of items. Yeah, like all the new items you can get. Yeah, that makes sense. And you can like do that for other, kind of keep on going, etc., kind of thing. It's a smart idea. So then that way you can kind of get infinite storage bug. I think that was, oh, I'm trying to remember if that was, oh yeah, there's also the infinite storage bug as well in beta. Yeah, that's true as well. Oh, I already got all the mushrooms. That was quick. It does not take that long apparently to accumulate mushrooms. I thought that was gonna be a bit of a thing, but it's not. Ah. That's kind of weird. Sometimes I can stream for like hours doing this and I don't feel a single thing, and then like today I streamed for like an hour and 15 minutes and my hand kind of is in a little bit, it's hurting a little. It does that from time to time. I mean, kind of just this, it's just kind of resting right now. Cuz I basically don't take my finger off the W button except for like nighttime. It's basically one clean path. And it has been for a long time. A long time. I'm sure my legs are on fire in this world from walking for this long. uh, I think I even named an episode. One of my friends had suggested naming an episode. What was it? I think it was like, "My legs hurt, the journey continues." Because lots of persistence going on for sure. Well, let me slay a creeper real quick. There we go. Creeper vanquished. Not in modern Minecraft, no. I might try and do that in the SMP I play on, because that's in modern like 1.20 Minecraft. No, I also haven't tried it for basically any version. So, but yeah, might try that when I get bored. If I get bored and I'm looking for something to do, I might try doing that, because that's always something I wanted to do, is do a bit of achievement or advancement hunting or achievement hunting. But it's always been kind of on the bucket list. Yeah. Not much else going on. Not much else going on beyond the calves cherries. The arms sway back and forth. I don't know if that really qualifies as a workout though. I guess I chop down trees and I dig and mine, so. Mine and craft, it's in the name. Oh, that the unassuming lava pool. Oh, actually, it's not all that unassuming. I can kind of tell because all the stone. That's a distinct feature of lava pools in beta, is the stone around them. I'm sure that's not just this version, but I'm so used to this version. Hero Brian. Oh, don't even get me started on Hero Brian. uh, yeah, I think it was actually a 2010 alpha version. That was like when Herobrine first originated from, but like, I mean, come on, if you turn down the render distance on beta even, or it looks pretty spooky. Like look at this. You could just, it's like the fog of war going on here. This is the lowest fog. It's actually not render distance in this version. Actually, it's called fog. Is literally what it's called. And it really just makes the fog closer, but. This is like the version where you'd imagine like Herobrine running around in the distance. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know the exact version. I have the seed for the hero, like the Herobrine seed from the original screenshot. So yeah, I just don't know the version off the top of my head, but I knew it was an alpha. The ancient legends. I've definitely joked on many occasions about this being a journey to Herobrine because people always like claim that Herobrine like lives within the Farlands and stuff like that. And like stuff like wild claims like that. I mean, Herobrine is always somewhere, but yeah. And I always like when I find like the lava burning trees, I'm like, oh my god, it's Herobrine. I remember people also always used to be like looking at the crosses. Did I just find Herobrine back then? I don't know. But that's kind of cool. Me and I've been walking for who knows how long. There's a lot of footage, and I I have no idea if I've ran into Herobrine before. I mean, to play into the legend, perhaps. Who I may never know, just due to the sheer amount of walking that has gone on. The complete and utter amount. There's not many secrets though that I don't know about in this version though. I feel like I played it long enough that I know basically everything there is to know without getting into the nitty gritty of the actual code of it. You know, like the source code. Which I'm thinking, I don't know, you might be able to tinker around with, but I have no idea. I'm not all that into programming, so I have no idea. Do you have Alpha 1.1.1? No, never. I've never tried it. Although Alpha, I've played a little bit around with Alpha, but I've never, I don't know, I've never liked version hop too much. Other than like, I guess my Minecraft through time, which was relatively short bursts of different updates. But you know, I haven't really tried that specific version though. What's kind of like the quirk of that version? Is it like one of those custom ones, or is it like something notorious about it? I have no idea. Or not notorious necessarily. It could be just a popular version. I have no idea about that. got full inventory, so I won't be gathering anything. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need some wool. Let's collect the wool. The sheeples. And a weird pond. Oh. I'll have to find it. I'll figure it out. Where am I from? Canada. I'm from the Canada. I'm Canadian. That is where I'm from. Pog. Yes. Yes, yes. God, I still got 13 more episodes until episode 200. I don't even remember when episode 100 was. When was that? Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Or whatever. See you around. I guess is better. Better phrasing or wording. That's 100. Yeah, I'm gonna like make myself feel old. Oh, 5 months ago. Damn, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, that was March of this year that I did the 100th episode. So I guess October to March was the first 100, and then March to now was the second. I guess we're still ongoing. So 200. Oh boy. I don't even know what I'm going to do for the 200th episode special. If I'm going to be doing anything. I didn't really do anything for the 100th episode anyway. I think I kind of just did a bit of a retrospective on the series up until that point. Which I guess is basically what I do all the time now. Although I haven't gone through the screenshots in a while. Nor have I gone through episode titles and explained what each one means. But I feel like that's maybe for more of a Farland anniversary kind of thing. I'm going to accumulate a bit more. Wool here. Oh, I was a bit hasty in getting to bed here. Special guest episode 2. I could have you along for episode 200, Cherry. We could have like a few people on, you know, Devin, maybe Brody, maybe probably you. Just have a grand old time. Well, if I do daily episodes, episode 200 is going to land on, I think the 10th. Wait, so 2 weeks from now, I think the 9th of September. guy for an hour and a half. Okay, well, I after the break, I think the conversation was a bit more. It kind of worked. It was a bit better. It was a lot more one-sided before that, I think. Yeah, well, Cherry, I'm trying to be positive about the 200th episode. It's only every 100 episodes that I get to do one, so I'm trying to at least make it sound appetizing. Grand old times, sure one way to go. Yeah, the last time we were on a call together, yeah, I still have not edited that episode. It's gonna be a while before I get around to that. I haven't uploaded it to the channel yet. It's funny how I was talking about Java at the beginning of the episode, like everyone knows what was going on with Java, even though I haven't uploaded that episode yet. Although I didn't talk about that specifically, but I more or less just talked about the streaming of Java. I guess I'll just have to take a good day or so to edit a bunch of episodes, which is just great. Lay out the ground rules for our conversations on stream. I think that's definitely a good idea. And I'm sure a lot of you chaps missed it, but I gotta edit out a lot of that. But we had definitely a very interesting conversation on the Java stream. Some very interesting conversations that I'm probably gonna have to, like I said, censor. But yeah, that was quite the stream. Yeah, we'll definitely be laying out some ground rules for the next time I do it. I think everyone was just a little bit on the goofy side that night. Goofy is certainly one way to put it as well. Yeah, episode 100 was like, I think I said it was called the big number one. Big number one was what it was called. Yeah, and it was just me being like, 100 episodes, oh boy. Then I went through all the screenshots, and I guess probably just rambled on, kind of prattled on about whatever happened in the journey up to that point. It was really not that much. One outpost, maybe two. You know, a whole lot of walking, which in the last 100 episodes has basically remained constant. Not a lot has changed, I'll be honest. The journey is pretty much the same, minus the coordinate difference. Going to have to fight myself to not insult Devin. Yeah, it's certainly gonna be a time. Certainly quite the time. So yeah, I guess that'll be, what day was the 9th? The Saturday, maybe. That's what my my guesstimation. It's either the Saturday or the Sunday in that week of September there. That'll be episode 200. And I'm trying to aim for daily episodes, although it might be pushed a few days. I'm gonna try and keep it on that day because I feel like a weekend stream would be a bit better than a weekday stream, because then there's a chance I'm working that day, and then it's just gonna be like a half hour. So I want to try and at least plan it ahead. And I guess if it doesn't land on a weekend, I could just do like a megasode. Just a megasode to push it to another day. Or just take a few days off as well to focus on school rather than journey. But I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be having school next week as well, so you won't be in this boat alone for long. The schoolness will continue for me shortly. But I'll make it work. I'll find a way. Literally last year I was lucky. I didn't have a job though. I haven't worked with a job like and had to do Journey to the Farlands at least yet. So like worked and went to school and had to film. So I'll figure something out. Last year I managed to do like daily 1 hour episodes, but that was also after homework and stuff. But I'm gonna try and at least try and get the homework done in school and have minimal stuff to do outside of school because then I'm working. So yeah, things might change in the next week or two. There might not be nearly as many multi-hour long episodes. And I think before I return to school, I think I'm going to do a few long episodes of Journey to the Farlands just to have a bit of fun, really. Just a few no commentary like marathons. Just for the heck of it, just to get ahead before I can't get ahead anymore. And then I fall behind and I realize I'm probably going to be right back where I started at the beginning of summer. But at least after January of next year, I'm basically going to be back in the same schedule I am right now. Because I'm not going to be, hopefully I'll have the same job, if not a different job. Then I'll be able to stream like this again after school, or after the current kind of a semester, quote unquote, next year. Because I'm only doing one more. And then I'm a free bird. And I'll be streaming quite a bit more until other stuff arises in the fall of next year. Which I'm sure it inevitably will. But, so that gives me a good window, so I feel like the next few months are going to be very slow for Journey to the Farlands. The summer was very productive. We made about 1 million blocks in the summer. And I'm hoping to keep up some relative pace, but it'll probably be quite significantly different. But yeah. Yeah, times are changing. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, I just had my mic muted. Forgot to unmute it, but there's everyone outside to see the rain because it's been so long. First time in months. Oh boy. I'm just repeating what I said when my mic was muted. Wasn't that long. I can catch you up. No, it didn't die though. It's not low battery. I hope. It didn't let me know that it was low battery, so I'm just gonna assume it's on a good battery. Yeah, I do tend to take pauses, with like the streaming thing and all, due to just my brain having to process and like come up with things to say. The silence definitely takes over every once in a while. So I'm not surprised that you can't tell when my mic is muted or not, or dead or whatever. Well, the night is here. I gotta get a bed set up before stuff starts to happen. Oh, I gotta get ready for school. I forgot. Oh, I didn't forget. It felt like so long until school, and now it's here, basically. I got another week to go through all the bloody crap from the last few years, so I'll probably do that. Probably maybe that's what I'll dedicate one of the marathons to. Oh, you also have a cold. I haven't had a cold in a while. I think 2 colds last year. I remember because I remember when they both happened because I remember the during the Farlands episodes when I was doing it. I think it was like once in like it might have actually been before the series, the first cold. I think it was in September or October. And then there was another one in like November, I think. Another cold. I had 2 colds last year, at least that I can recall. And then I had COVID, of course. But yeah, how can you get a cold when it's 104 out? I don't know what it happened. Yeah, I haven't had a cold in quite a while. Like I said, it's been a bit of a hot minute. I'm not gonna complain because I feel like whenever I get sick and I film anything, literally the entire episode just gets consumed by the illness. Where I'm just like, I'm sick. There's just like a good few of those episodes where I'm just make a whole big deal out of it because my life is relatively mundane. So when stuff like that happens, it's always like becomes all consuming because there's quite a bit of void that it fills up. Like I think every major time I've gotten sick, I've made like an episode where I'm like, yeah, I think the first one was episode 11 or something, which was like called Indubitably Ill. And then when I had COVID, I did an episode called Sickly Sightseeing, and that was around Outpost 2. Like I already told you about all that, but yeah, it was called Sickly Sightseeing, and then I did another one called Sign Language, where basically like COVID got me so like I had COVID so bad that I couldn't talk or like hurt to talk, so I literally just was like using signs. Would have been funny if I was streaming back when I had strep throat a few years ago. Actually, that wasn't a few years ago. That was like half a decade ago. That was a good while ago. You lose track of time, apparently. Gosh, stuff just I don't know. The years just have been going by like nothing. Now it's crazy to believe like the last 4 years were the last 4 years. Like it just feels like nothing happened, and yet everything happened. If you get what I'm saying, it's kind of a paradox, but I definitely am not. I'm one to make a lot of paradoxes. I don't think I got sick all that often. I got like the flu once or twice when I was young, but I haven't been sick all that recently. I had strep, of course. That was like I said, like half a decade ago, if not further. It's probably more than that now. Like, I remember I went to the hospital because I literally just couldn't talk for a few days. Could have learned sign language then, like actual sign language, but I didn't. But oh, and then I got my tonsils taken out. Now it fixed me. I never got my tonsils taken out. I never needed to. Never got like tonsillitis or anything related to that. I never had to worry about that. Same thing about the wisdom teeth. But yeah, yeah, like a strep and all that. But yeah, I definitely do make quite the effort of making that the deal of the episode. So I'm sure the next time I'm sick, I'll be like, I'm sick. I have no idea anything about sign language really. I'm pretty limited. I could kind of talk. It was just a rasp. It was like a raspy, quiet voice because like my throat was just it was terrible. It was like raw. It was probably the worst throat pain I've ever had, especially when I talked. But that was a lot of fun. Yeah, terrible throat pain. Lots of ugh, it was just a mess. Being sick is not fun, especially like when it's not like a cold is one thing. Like I just get allergies, which is just basically seasonal allergies, which is okay. It's not the best, but it's manageable. But like when you actually get sick, it's no joke. And you know Spanish. I know a bit of French because in Canada, a big part of like the language education is also French because since like, a lot like the language is split between English and French in Canada because they let some people speak French, so everyone else has to learn it, kind of thing. I'm joking, by the way, but anyway, yeah. So that's part of the curriculum. So yeah, that's why I know a bit of French. I know a lick of it. Never really did it beyond like what was required because I never really was too into it. Oh, you refused to take medicine as well. I took medicine and that barely helped, especially with COVID. Even I mean, it made quite the difference. But oh, you and medicine have some actual beef. I see. I see. I don't have much of an issue with it. So like when I'm sick and I'm just dying, I'm like, medicine. I'll take it. Not literally dying, of course, but anyway. It feels like you're dying. I don't even know how far I've gone today. Maybe I just won't look at F3. I had it open a few times, but I didn't look at it, like actually look at it. I just did it for screenshots. So I have literally not seen F3 in the entire stream, so I have no idea how far I've gone. Probably not that far, probably just around 10,000 blocks, I'd say. I have a relatively good metric as to how far I walk in based off time. So I'd say probably nearing 10,000 blocks. Where were we? 37,000. So we're probably around 47,000 now. And I'm like this close. I'm like a sliver away from being 1/3 of the way to the Farlands. It's like 60,000 blocks, I think. It's like just barely 60,000 blocks because it's like 4.19 whatever. So it's like 90,000. So we're like super duper close to 1/3. I'll probably make a bit of a deal about that in the episode that happens in. Probably won't be a commentary one. Knowing the chances and the marathons and stuff that are probably coming along after the next few days. I'll probably make like an episode with a fancy title and then it's just a no commentary episode. Or it might be a commentary, who knows? I could just schedule it ahead of time, but 1/3 of the way to the Farlands. I don't even know how many days I've been walking. It's a few weeks over a year. So let me see here. I'll see how many days it's been since I departed from spawn. Oh god, I gotta like play Minecraft one-handed. It's always so jank playing Minecraft with one hand. And I also can't see the screen because I'm trying to type something. 2022, August 16th. How long ago was that? 376 days. 376 days for 1/3. It's gonna be a while. It's certainly gonna be quite a while, this journey. Even if I manage to do a whole bunch of marathons, it's gonna push it back for sure, but it's still gonna take me a while, regardless. I mean, it has taken me a while. There's no escaping. No escaping the inevitability. Oh, I hate when it happens or I hate when this happens when I came up with a real banger of an episode title like a while ago. I wrote down a timestamp, so I guess I can go back after the stream. But I had a banger of a title that I came up with earlier, and I said it. It was like an hour ago now, almost. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go and find it. But I hate when that happens because it means I have to go back through the episode and scour for it. Unless I can come up with something else. But I was tempted to press F3 there. No, we're not. We're not pressing F3 right now. I gotta learn some level of self-control. I press F3 so much. I mean, I like documenting, you know, I keep track of where I've been every day. All those 376 days, it showed where I was. You know, I can say exactly where I was on a specific day. Like a rough thing, of course, like where I started and where I ended that day kind of thing. Not like specific blocks, of course, but a general range anyway. Which is always something kind of cool. Which is a good like 6 pages of the notebook. I already, you know, shed light on that for you, Cherry, of course, with like all my pages of writing. But yeah, I just like to archive things. I think it's kind of cool to be able to like see like exactly 0 to the 12.5 million blocks. Exactly, you know, where I was each day. So then I can just dunk on myself and be like, well, you made absolutely no progress in this like the entire month, which I say for June. There's not very many other months like June. And I don't think there's many other months like August last year, a year ago. August and September were pretty good. Just like July and August were in this year. I don't think September will beat September of last year. Because I walked the first million blocks from August 16th to September 29th, I think. So that was the first million. Which is pretty much on pace to where we were in the summer. So if I can maintain that pace after January, we'll be pretty golden. Might not be able to get to the Farlands before like my kind of deadline I established, but still pretty good. We'll be good ways. Might even be closer to 2/3 by the time I'm, you know, like a year from now. Don't know about the actual Farlands. That might be a bit of a stretch. That's 8 million blocks in like a year basically, which is 8 million blocks in a year. Oh boy. And I know how much 8 million blocks is because 1 million blocks is a lot as it is. If I was like Kill Crazy Man and I had a whole lot of time, yeah, let's do it. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Maybe I could actually like establish like a bit of a more lofty goal of like distance to walk per day, and then I like have like this exact pinpointed day that I'll get to the Farlands next year or something. I could see theoretically how much I'd have to walk in the next year to get to the Farlands. I mean, I walked in the last year. I've walked through like 4 million. Who's to say I can't double that in another year? Although this year was like a very odd year for walking, because like sometimes I was walking a lot, and then sometimes I was walking very little. It was not very balanced, I must say. Let me see. So I guess I could press F3. Let me see. Oh yeah, wait, about on target. I mean, a bit ahead of where I thought I was going to be. A bit over 10,000 blocks today. But I'll 4151705 minus 12,558,21. Oh, so it's 8.4 million blocks to walk in a year. 8.4 million blocks in a year. And then I can divide that by 365. Oh, You know what, Cherry? I might be eating my words. It might not actually be impossible to walk to the Farlands in the year. I only have to walk 23,000 blocks a day on average. That's not bad. The average was a lot worse before. Like before the summer, before like all this Farland anniversary stuff, I think it was like at like how much per day? It was definitely bigger than that. That's manageable. I might be able to do that. 8.4 million in a year, 25,000 blocks a day, basically. Or I mean, 23 actually. Like, it's gonna be rough for the fall here, and probably a good chunk of the winter. But I mean, next year, who's to say? Because I'll have the same schedule I had in the summer, basically. Maybe a bit more work hours, but I'll still have time to journey and probably be able to do, around the same amount of walking I do right now. So, Farlands in a year, who knows? That may just be a reality. I didn't quite realize it was that doable. It's gonna be a grind for sure. I'll probably have to do a good handful of marathon episodes, and I'm sure next summer I'll be doing like a whole shitload of them. I'll be doing a lot of marathons. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is cool. This is like a weird art piece, a natural art piece. Oh, 2024 next year. Wow. Yeah, speedrun time for Farlands, you heard it here, folks. Speedrun time. Well, I could see how far I walked in the past year as well. So basically, like, do the inverse of that, how far I went, like how far I went on average, which is probably going to be pretty low given all the days I took off and all the days I didn't have enough time to walk, huge amounts. But that's a pretty good average, actually. I just have to do a lot of longer streams to counterbalance the short ones. That's really the only real catch to that. But 52063 divided by 300 and what was it? 376. Yeah, see the average still over the last like 376 days is 11,000 blocks a day. Because sometimes I walk like 60,000, then other days I walk 3,000. But I think if I start to stabilize it, especially next year, I think this year is probably not doable to stabilize it. I probably won't be able to do it except on weekends. But I think next year it's easily doable. It'll probably be more heavy content after school is over in January. So I'll try and plan ahead a little bit. Let's just say there'll probably be a bit more marathoning going on next year if I do want to reach the Farlands before things get real busy and real serious. And then, if I get there a year from now, it gives me like a week to do the Farland base. Okay, well, I'll have plenty of time. I'll be able to just hang out at that point. Like it's crazy though. No, that's 2 years. I mean, that's still nothing compared to Kurt's 11 years, but that's still quite a bit compared to Kilo's 9 months kind of thing. But 2 years is pretty good. I can work with that. It just means I'm gonna have to kick it into overdrive like even more than I already have. Well, I'll probably have to do. Well, what are you? Look at that little spire there. I'm definitely gonna be kicking it into overdrive, I think, next year. Yeah, it is certainly crazy that I plan things out this far in advance, but you kind of have to with a journey like this. I didn't have the availability to make it to the Farlands in 9 months. I mean, it's doable. You just have to walk like 40,000 blocks a day, and you can't really break that. You have to have a lot of free time, which I didn't really have. I think the real advantage a lot of them had was probably the pandemic, because that was around that time when most of the people did the Journey to the Farlands. And I probably, if I knew about it, it probably would have been a lot more jank, but I probably would have done the Journey to the Farlands back then if I had known that it was possible. It was only recently, of course, after TFC's passing, that I kind of kicked it into gear and was like, okay, we're doing this. Existential dread, thinking about your life a year from now. I don't really feel that way. I'm already kind of beyond that stage now, because, well, I'm like last year, well, a year ago, I definitely thought I would be in a way different position. Actually, I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm pretty much the same as I was a year ago. Maybe a little different. Actually a good deal different, but yeah, lots of stuff happened in the last year for sure. And I'm sure lots of stuff will happen in the next year. But I think things are definitely going to level out a little bit before the plane starts, before things start going exponentially into change. Don't think that really made a whole lot of sense, but this year was the craziest year of your life. Oh, it was definitely the craziest year of my life as well. I mean, I'd definitely say that. A lot happened this year. I'm not just talking about the journey. There's a lot of like IRL stuff factored in. Like in terms of the journey, this year was pretty samey as last year, but like IRL stuff and like the actual stuff, yeah, it was quite the year. That's saying something, because I, like made it through like the whole pandemic and all that, and that was not even all that really crazy for me, and the world was basically on fire. I mean, it was literally, but there was a lot of stuff going on back then, and yet this still feels crazy. At least crazier in my own personal life. Doing a little humming. Yeah, I think I'm in for a bit of a chill year coming up. It's gonna be well, I guess the way it's gonna go is it's gonna be semi-busy for the next few months. Probably not even as busy as it was the first half of this year. It was way busier with school because I had all these difficult classes overlapping each other, and that really made it almost impossible to film during the Farlands consistently. I did manage to film it relatively consistently throughout most of the year, but especially in June, that really did not work out. But I think this time around, it'll still be busy for me. I mean, school won't be all that busy, but I think work is definitely going to catch up to me. And yeah, it might be a bit of a repeat for the first little while. And then I'll figure out some kind of balance eventually. And hopefully I'll be able to return to where I am right now in a good few months' time. I'll return to this kind of upload schedule, because I really like this upload schedule. And I'll, yeah, I want to get back to this, of course, for the Journey of the Farlands, and of course other things as well. Because everything's going to kind of slow down, which is unfortunate, but it's just a part of trying to be productive and do other stuff. Want to balance things out a little bit at least. Kind of have to, inherently. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a bit more of a chillier for sure though. Especially after like the fall here. There's a bit of a heat in the fall and kind of the winter, but I'll be able to get over it. If last year taught me anything, like the last year kind of school taught me anything, I can make it through it. I'll kind of see where I go from there. Oh, I guess I got lots of cobblestone, not a whole lot of dirt, but that's okay. I can use cobblestone just as much as I can use dirt. It works both ways. We're in for a nice long stream today. Although I don't know if my commentary will continue through the entire episode. We'll see how long the conversation goes on. I think I got a good hour or two left in me. I can stream a bit longer. Last night I had to wake up early today. I still stayed up late last night even after stream because what was I doing last night? I was just doing a bunch of stuff. I don't remember. Oh, the yawning begins. I haven't yawned all stream and it only took me a good 2 hours of streaming. Oh, that's good that you don't have beef with the medicine. That helps with your head hurtingness. You should go to bed early, but will you? Yeah. I could probably go to bed a bit early, but I mean, I feel like an hour or two won't really hurt for streaming. I want to try and get in all the streaming I can. I mean, probably when you go, I'll probably just switch to no commentary, so there's no real pressure for you to stick around, Cherry. And I'll probably just talk to Devin or something afterwards, because he tried to call me earlier, and I had streamer mode on, so. Yes, I mean headache. I'm a bit fun. I like wordplay a little bit. I'm a bit eccentric. You'll come to find. No, I'm not bringing him on the stream. I just meant like when I go to no commentary, I'll probably just be talking to Devin. I'm probably gonna like go to no commentary and talk to Devin after you leave. That's what I meant. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know. You know. Yeah. You know. I don't need to bring Devin on for another episode. Yeah, he was on one of the last episodes, so I'll save it. Save it for another time. Don't want to do it every episode. I feel like it'd become oversaturated and Cherry will just hate me. Plus, I don't really need to anyway. I enjoy my time of just a bit of solace and kind of just chilling. Ooh, I'm tempted. Ah, I'm tempted. Kind of it's just very chill. Oh, come on. Huh. I thought it would fall into the lava pool. Oh. I got one of those a while ago. In one of the episodes, a few episodes ago or something. I don't know. I lose track of it. There's so many of them at this point. I just keep track of the fun ones now. That's really all I do. Definitely kept a lot better track of the earlier episodes, but I feel like as time has gone on and the commentaries have become more rampant in the series, I've kind of just started to just not really dwell on a lot of that anymore. You know how people have swear jars? Yes. I know how people have swear jars. Some people do, yes. I do understand what that is. Oh, gosh. Maybe I'll just go to 11 tonight. At least my time. So maybe I'll do one more hour of streaming. At least to the 3-hour mark, I think. Maybe to midnight, I'll see. Midnight feels like a bit of a stretch for me right now, but we'll see. Not really doing a whole lot here. Kind of just walking. Oh, Cherry, you should have seen how the streams were back then. It was 30 FPS. There was dropped frames, so it was just lagging. My voice audio was just cutting out every like minute or two. I would just be like, what this? I'd be skipping to like a few, like you could barely hear what I was saying most of the time. Of course, not to mention in early episodes there was also the jitters, which were prevalent. Not anymore, thankfully. But that was definitely around. It was quite the time. 30 FPS. I didn't realize I could do 60 FPS. I didn't realize the frame rate thing for the longest time. That was so recent as well. The amount of episodes that are in 30 FPS. There's a lot of episodes that are in 720p rather than 1080. Although most episodes are in 1080p now. That's the highest resolution. You really don't need anything higher than that for Minecraft, let's be real. Because you can basically just see everything I can see. It's basically just capturing my monitor. So yeah. I do think the stream frame rate might be it might just be me, but I feel like the stream runs a bit smoother than my actual game. Because I feel like the 60 FPS kind of patches the gaps a little bit almost, maybe, but that could just be my eyes deceiving me. It's pretty much identical. I think the coloring is a little different. You should go back and watch those. Oh god. Maybe I could do that on the 200th episode. They're not like crazy different or anything. Like I got the crispy mic for most of those episodes, like the first like when was my birthday episode? That was when I got the new mic, so it was like a good month of episodes. So like probably the first 30 or so episodes. There's gotta be some crazy things I said in the commentary only videos I filmed back in the day. Oh, there's 12 episodes that I filmed commentary only. I'm sure I did say some interesting stuff back then. I mean, I'm sure nothing real crazy, but it was a lot more mundane, I think, even than it is now. I don't even know what I talked about. I should definitely rewatch one or two of them, just to reminisce a little bit. Walking to Oblivion, the classic episode 1. Where I kind of just casually just introduced the series, and I was just like, yeah, we're walking to the Farlands. And I was like 1 million blocks out already. So yeah, I guess in the original 12 episodes, there was, the first episode, which was just kind of a summary of the world up to that point. Kind of an introductory episode, which I guess makes sense. This is episode 1. Then episode 2. What was episode 2? The Many Quirks of Beta. Oh yes, I remember the Many Quirks of Beta. That was when I was showing off some of the weird oddities of Beta. I do that a lot. Like I said, I got my list of parlor tricks, and I basically just cycle through them when there's new people, or when enough time has passed by. Episode 3, oh, that was when I removed the jitters. So the jitters are only around for the first 2 episodes, and it's not even that bad of jitters because it's only after 1 million blocks, so they're not even that bad. I'm sure. Oh god, I haven't even looked at the new jitters in this world. They've actually gotten worse because they get worse after 4 million. Oh jeez. I don't know what I talked about in the Grand Voyage. I'm sure I just rambled on in that one about random stuff about the journey. 2 months. Wow, 2-month anniversary. What a joyous episode. Burning the midnight oil. Oh yeah, one of the late night streams, of course. And luckily, I delisted most of the old Newcraft episodes because honestly, the quality is just so questionable on them. I don't even want to have them uploaded on the channel. It's not even that we like said anything like weird or anything. It's just that the quality of the videos are just so bad. And I'm not nearly as good as like at the commentary stuff as I am now. Like back then, I mean, it was still, I guess, kind of what I do now still, but I don't know. I felt like it was not as refined as it could be. So yeah, that's why I only am gonna keep the Java SMP stuff. Yeah, until I upload those episodes, but I feel like I never will. What other episodes lead up to the change of pace, which was episode 13, the first episode since the archive has been completed. Right, kind of the complete archiving of the series began, episode 13, when it all changed. What about episode 7? I think it was 7 I left off on. End of the line. Oh, that's right. That's right. That was when I had completely resynced the coordinates in Journey to the Farlands. That was back when I had the coordinate delay. I didn't record much of that in my progress app, I don't think. I didn't do that back then, but yeah, the coordinates were pretty delayed back then. I had to correct it, and that was what that was all about. I did a lot of that off camera. That was a lot of off camera walking going on back then. That's why I'm doing before Journey to the Farlands as well, partially. Oh, I think episode 8 was probably one of my favorites of the old episodes, Full Circle. That was when I completely got lost and ended up at a previous bed. And I like scared myself. A very me thing to do. Episode 9 was the Halloween special. Burn baby burn. Oh, that was when I went to the Nether. That was the spooktacular episode. Not a whole lot happened in that episode, but it's just kind of a thing. All over the place. You know, starting to be like, oh yeah, I'm very all over the place. Probably what I said. Ah yes, Indubitably Ill is one of the old episodes. Yep, the one where I have a cold and I make a fact and make sure everyone knows about that. And then Marching On, which was when I didn't have a cold. And I was like, we're gonna keep pressing on. Quite the timeline of old episodes. And then, what, there's an odd 170 episodes after that. It's nothing. A good majority of them being no commentary. A good 60-70% of them. Which is pretty good. I've done like around 90 commentary episodes, so that's pretty good. Brody needs to stop getting more gear. Yeah, you're not used to playing with Brody on these servers, because yeah, that's kind of Brody's thing, is that Brody just gets rich really quick. and I'll probably start going that direction pretty soon. I've got plans because I gotta get ready to start working on my base. So yeah, that's part of the steps is getting some good gear. Nothing but a pretty base. Well, it's always nice to have a good base though. You ain't nothing without a good base. That's what leaves a mark on the world. I'm sure TNT blasters also leave a mark on the world, but I'm talking about nice marks, you know, like anyway. Different mark. Some water. The water's not even that good. It's not. It's like has a taste to it. It's been sitting there a minute, I think. Which I just refilled it, but anyway. It did have some older stuff, I guess. Funny water. Maybe that's what's making me go stir crazy in this series. It's just the water. Yeah, peace is yeah, usually the peace is like what we're used to. Although it can get pretty chaotic. I've seen it does I've noticed definitely does get chaotic at times, but I don't think we've hit that point in a while. When was the last time there was weird stuff going on like that, like chaos and whatnot? Let me wind back the clock a little bit. Newcraft 3, I think that was the last time there was actual chaos on the server. On Cyber, there was some playful banter and stuff like that, but it wasn't really anything serious. I think Newcraft 3 was the last time, though. Newcraft 3 had some pretty serious arguments. It was a messy season for the players. There was a lot more of us back then. It was kind of the last big attempt at having a larger SMP, and I think if we were to ever to reach something like that again, like of like member list, I mean, it'd definitely be after quite a lot longer, and it'd be a bit more refined. Basically, we were basically just letting people on, well, letting friends of friends on, just willy nilly, like I said, I think in that retrospective episode I did. But yeah, it was quite a time. Newcraft was quite chaotic. Newcraft 2 was the least chaotic, and then Newcraft 1 was it was something. And then basically everything else has been pretty chill, and Java so far has been pretty chill. I don't think it's going to be changing very soon. Unless Devin gets bored and decides to do something, which I'm sure he will. Usually it's just a matter of time until Devin gets bored and does something, and then stuff starts, the ball starts rolling, kind of thing. Or if Brody gets bored too, like he just starts, I don't know. Brody usually doesn't do that kind of stuff though, to be honest. I don't think Brody was really the catalyst of any of that. He definitely didn't help at some points with like the chaos. He definitely was fueling the fire a little bit, but I don't think he's very much of a catalyst. I mean, well, never know. If he does something to my base, oh my god. Oh, I don't think anyone will do anything to anyone's bases unprovoked. And by provoked, I mean like you'd have to do something really you'd have to really screw up, like really upset someone else to have something like that happen. So I think you're safe. I don't think you'll run into any encounters like that. Like I said, I don't even remember the last time someone's base was blown up in a fashion like that, like out of like spite like that. Yeah, but everyone's kind of like that though. Well, not like mean, but like everyone's kind of, I don't know what the word is, but everyone always is kind of like poking at each other, kind of poking around, kind of. Everyone's kind of trying to find out, if you know what I mean. If you know the find out thing, like the graph. It's like that. But anyway, nothing like that has really happened. When was the last time? I think usually just when we get bored at the end of like a season or something, like Newcraft 2. We got bored and just blew everything up, and Newcraft 1, we got bored and blew everything up. And though, well, I think if I get bored and blow stuff up, it's literally just gonna be like controlled griefing of like my own stuff. I don't think I've ever griefed one of my own builds. Oh no, I did back in Newcraft 1. I basically we dismantled main town. That's right. A bunch of my builds I basically just deconstructed and exploded. That was fun. It was all in the name of getting back at that pesky club originator that literally did pretty much nothing other than just claim a place that was previously basically unclaimed. They didn't really do that much. We're kind of just, I feel like Devin just kind of wanted chaos. Although I don't think Devin's really reached a point like that in a long time. Maybe a bit in Sarber when he tried to like get himself exiled, but I don't know. I haven't seen that side of him in a while in these things. I don't even want to know what Brody is actually like in a war, because we haven't had like a proper war ever. Like an actual war, I mean. And I don't think anyone would really be prepared for the onslaught of Brody anyway, because he's quite the beast. I don't even know what he'd be able to do with all his PvP skills and his like griefing tactics. Lava casts. Literally like Brody's revenge for like the blowing up main town. I mean, it was only towards Devon, which is funny. There's a lot of us involved, and it was it was only towards Devon mainly. Like my base was untouched. I think they threatened to take down my base, but I don't think they are actually going to do it just because of how much time I had put into that base. Clearly, they didn't care much for Devon. Because they just lava casted his base like nothing. All of his bases. And I guess I was also playing both sides as well with like this character in Newcraft 1, so I guess it wasn't really. I don't really know what my repercussions were. I don't think I really suffered anything from blowing up main town. I think it was more all kind of just fell on Devon, which was funny. Terrific. I guess I might just try and take like a good hour or so a day just to edit. Maybe that's what we'll do for Java. I don't think I need to edit anything else. So I'm not editing the episode of modded, at least until I like pick up the series again, if I do. I guess I kind of decided that maybe one day I might actually go back to modded and do the rags to riches thing. But just not today. Not anytime soon. Cause yeah, I didn't completely like lose everything. Like I still have some stuff, but it's not like I'm completely helpless. So I could definitely try to take on a new path in that world, but I'm gonna focus on Stardew. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, Cherry. I picked Stardew as the series, so hopefully you're excited about that. I'll be doing that once a week, once or twice a week. Kind of depends on how excited I am about it. I'm aiming to do another episode within the next few days. But I'm kind of into series mode with that game now, where I'm kind of just playing it only on camera, of course. So I'm just trying to reserve the excitement for the episodes. Yeah, that's what I ended up landing on. Stardew. Yeah, it performed pretty well on YouTube, and I enjoyed making the episode. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll be doing Stardew. That'll be my big series to go alongside Java and Journey. Java and Journey. Yeah. The legendary soundtrack of CE418. Yes, literally define just definition of nostalgia. A lot of it for a lot of people. A whole generation. Yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing the Stardew series. I'm gonna try and do at least like 4 in-game days per episode, I think, because that adds up to about an hour and a half. I feel like that's a good metric, because then I get a good amount done each episode. It'll still be a long series. Like it'll definitely be quite long if I want to get to like a point where I'm basically done everything. Especially considering, you know, I'm only working on it on stream kind of thing. So it'll be a little bit. So that's why I might be a bit more inclined to do it like twice or more a week. We'll see, but I don't know. Penny is your favorite character? Interesting. Maybe I'll work on resyncing the coordinates actually while I'm thinking of things to do in this world. But yeah, I guess if I'm not doing anything tomorrow night, I might even just do the Stardew episode tomorrow. We'll see. Or the little shadow guy. I've seen the shadow guy before. Pretty fun looking. Krobus. Yeah, that's what the shadow guy's name is. It's Krobus, yeah. I knew I remembered that. Somewhere. Not off the top of my head, but it was definitely deep down in the the files there. The deep memory file. Buried beneath everything else. Kind of the bottom of the barrel kind of thing. But yeah, that sounds right. I think I might I've been thinking I think I might in the description of this episode I might just put a thing telling people to go to about like the hour and a half mark, just because the conversation in the first hour and a half is a bit dry. I mean, I enjoyed kind of at least making conversation with someone, but I don't know if everyone will share that sentiment, much like Cherry. So yeah, I think I'll just put that in the description. At least like warn people that it might be a little bit dry up to like the hour and a half mark. I mean, it is true. It is true. I feel like that might be a bit of a turn off for most people clicking on the video. I mean, I guess like the first little while is okay when I'm talking, and then that's the thing about the journey, is that everything that happens within the episodes is basically just cemented, because I can't really refilm it. It's kind of a one take and that's it. So if stuff starts to happen that I'm not really a fan of, I might just go to like recording episodes instead. And then I can just stream every once in a while just to talk to you, kind of thing. But that's like a worst case scenario if stuff I don't approve of starts happening. But I'll I mean, for now we're good, so I'm not gonna worry about that anytime soon, hopefully. But that's kind of a fallback in case the streaming thing ends up becoming a bit of a bust. But I like it the way it is right now. I don't want that to change. Ideally, I don't want that to change. Oh, am I out of beds again? Oh boy, I'm running out of beds. I mean, they last a good hour or more. A bit longer than an hour, actually. How much a full inventory's worth of beds would last me? Because that's 27 days times 10 minutes. 270 minutes. That's not even that long. 270 divided by, I'm just doing this for fun, there's no real reason. 4.5 hours of beds I could store in my inventory, minus the hotbar, of course. With the hotbar, it'd be a bit longer. Oh, ow. That was accidental. We can just call. You don't have to do all that for me. Yeah, that's true as well. I'm kind of just used to you showing up and just chatting and whatnot. You do bring in all the viewers, so what can you say? Or what can I say? Ah, yep. Wow, do I want to make another bed? I shall. And I'll throw these sticks out. Who cares about a few sticks? I have to get some more wood soon. I'm gonna run low. Okay, that's a nice full inventory. I don't think I've carried this much boats and beds on me in a long time. I mean, I guess I have been doing recently, but that's not what I meant. It's meant like before this. Yeah, you're just an AI confined to a chat. You just, you know. Yep, the sad reality. I've been talking to a robot this whole time. Oh God. It's either a robot or myself. Pick pick your poison, kind of thing. We used to do make things a little bit more interesting sometimes. So even if you are a robot, you are a very an entertaining robot. Scheming, yeah, Yeah, you're just one of those graphic artists, and you're just like, you're just waiting for the time to strike. You know, you've just been chatting it up with me for like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know how long you've been around. It's been a while. Yeah, it was before. Wow, it's been a while. But yeah, you've just been around for so long, and then you're just gonna be like, you're just gonna send me a quote and be like, I'm gonna design new Twitch stuff, and you pay me. I'm like, no, no. That probably that's the worst. That's worse than you being a robot. A scammer. Oh god. It's just like, what about all this, the stuff we've been through on this journey? Yeah, exactly. Yep, you knew. I mean, what's her face? Let me see if I can find. Oh, where's the followers? Oh, I can't find it. I was gonna say the username, but I don't want to give them a shout out. I'm not giving the scammers a shout out. The scammers don't deserve shout outs. Oh god, I've shouted out Cherry so many times. All of it was a lie. Well, can't turn back the clock. You've been immortalized in the series for all to see. For millennia to come. You only just have to get through like the 150 episodes of filler beforehand. Or not even 150, it's even more. Like the 170 episodes of filler beforehand. Then you get to the real story. The real plot of me being scammed over the span of a month. Well, the break to make funny faces is over. I'm like I said, I'm eccentric. I just do stuff from time to time. I think I just thought of something funny and then I just started making a bunch of faces. I don't know why. I just do it from time to time. I don't think I've done that very often, but just something. No, no. I'm actually not Texan at all. I'm British. I could do a very good American accent. Yeah, just the truth is spilling out. Cherry is not Texan. Cherry is actually British. A shiver went through my spine saying that. I got chills. I got chills. Cherry, I got chills. I'm absolutely spooked. I'm just you. Oh, I guess I can't call Devin actually because he's probably working tomorrow. So yeah, we'll talk to him another day. Too busy journeying to the Farlands, and he's off to bed already because he's got work. I got work as well, but I don't have to wake up early like he does. I can wake up at my normal time actually, so I don't work till the afternoon for the next few days. I got my new computer parts coming in, probably Tuesday. So in like 2 days, I got some computer parts coming in, and then I think I'm getting a friend to help me with the computer because I'm not all that good at computers, like actual physical stuff. Actually, like moving stuff around because I gotta put in a new motherboard and CPU. I don't know if I don't think it'll make really any bit of a difference for the actual Journey to the Farlands, but for like literally everything else, it's probably gonna be better. You're not a human. You're a mouse in a red convertible. Oh no, not Stuart Little. How the turntables have turned. How the turntables have tabled. Just oh my god, so many reveals. You're a British mouse with a red convertible. That is really gonna add an American accent. It's all just stacking. Full circle moment right there. Yeah. It all ends up being full circle. I feel like at the end of Journey of the Farlands is gonna be full circle. But better not be. A full circle in Journey of the Farlands means ending up back at spawn. I have no idea what my plan is at the Farlands, but I hope it does not entail going back to spawn, because spawn cannot not be in my view. And I want to see the Farlands much more than spawn. Spawn was so bland. It was an island. Come on, an island with a hole in the ground. Oh please, I can do an island with a hole in the ground at the Farlands. I could rebuild spawn and it'd have the exact same feel. I just don't want to go back to spawn, honestly. I've been there a few times since I left spawn because I died and had to go do a backup kind of thing. But oh well, I just don't want to stay there. Because that's not Journey to the Farlands. It's just nothing. It's just beta. What's the point of that? Although we definitely have to come up with a bucket list for what I'm going to do at the Farlands. I already got some ideas, but it's always fun to come up with ideas for things to do there because it's so far away, but yet it's going to be here before I know it. If it's going to be a year from now. Well, that's exactly a year from now. If it's like one day less, the average bumps up. And that bumps up and that bumps up, and the next thing you know, it's like crazy average, and I won't be able to make it. But hey, that's okay. The Farlands are just chilling over at 12.5 million blocks. I'll get there someday. It's just a matter of time. Oh gosh, I think I'm due to at least go. Well, actually, I might just end the episode after the 3-hour mark. So a good 13 minutes. I was gonna do no commentary, but like, there's not really a point in me doing it, especially if I'm just gonna be going to bed either way afterwards. So I might as well just do 3 hours of walking and then just, that's it. That's it for today. I feel like I've walked enough. I mean, yeah, I've walked 20,000 blocks so far. That's actually pretty efficient. I'm not actually all that sleepy. I was yawning a little bit. I probably could actually use a good sleep for once, so maybe I'll not stay up super late tonight like I did last night. I did have to wake up early this morning too. No coffee with not a lot of sleep is fun, but I'll make it a bit more manageable. You better not be sick tomorrow. Yeah. Oh yeah, tomorrow's my first day. Oh right, yeah. So I'll be working till like 6 tomorrow. Oh. Okay. So I'll just have to figure out what I want to do tomorrow. Probably a combination of Stardew and Journey to the Farlands, I think. And then I might do a before Journey to the Farlands episode before I go to work tomorrow morning. I might do a commentary one like this, but I'll probably just explain the situation with Journey to the Far or before Journey to the Farlands a little bit more. considering I also changed the episode scheme for that. Like that's a completely new episode scheme that I didn't do with this series. So yeah, it's gonna be an episode. Probably no commentary during the Farlands, and then some commentary starting maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. And then if not, it'll probably just be like Wednesday, because Tuesday I'm probably gonna be visiting with someone or visiting and setting up the computer, the new upgrade. Hopefully the server will run a bit better. I mean, it runs pretty good right now, but I feel like a nice upgrade would be good because it's a little choppy at times. I have basically good everything else. It's just the one part that I could probably use with an upgrade for. But hopefully that all ends up working good, working all well. Oh, I got one more day in the journey here for the episode. Oh boy. But what fun. I guess I'll go clean till 11 or whatever time it is in the viewer's local time zone at this current juncture. But yeah, you're too cool. You don't need to sleep. Well, some of us. I won't finish the sentence. you could probably tell what I was gonna say. I'm sure. Oh. Let's see how many more hours I actually have to do of journeying, because I know I have to walk 8.4 million blocks. So how do I divide that? I do it by how much I walk per hour, which is about 7,000 blocks. Ooh, that's still about 1,200 hours of walking. 1,200 hours of walking in a year. Ooh, that's gonna be a stretch. Yeah, because about 23,000 divided by 7,000. 3.2 hours. Yeah. Well, it's probably not gonna take nearly as long. It was only like 2 hours and 45 minutes. But yeah, I get what it's saying. That's like 365 of those streams. So yeah, I guess it does add up. But I'll probably redistribute it a bit. Even though I don't even think I've walked 1,200 hours in the journey so far. Yeah, like the 4 million. Let me see how much I've walked, how many hours I've walked so far. 4,159,000. Oh, we're so close. I think it might even be next episode I reach the next percent. Divided by 7,000. This is really rough. Like it changes. Like sometimes I walk like 8,000, sometimes I walk 6,000, sometimes I walk a lot less when I'm really inefficient. But about 600 hours walked. Wow, that's like, actually, you know what, that makes sense because it's a third. So I guess 1,800 hours, it's a third of it. That would make sense, actually. That kind of actually works. I mean, I'm sure it does work because it's like, we're about a third. It's supposed to make sense. But anyway. So yeah, I gotta do 2/3. I gotta basically double what I did in the last year in 1 year. And it was just over a year, so I basically gotta like double it and cut it down even further. It's gonna be a grind, especially next year, but I'm gonna try. Who said I can't try? No one, so I'm gonna try. Hmm. That'll do. Oh, yeah, little do I realize how much walking that's actually going to be. 1,200 hours of walking. I've only done 600 hours in the last year. It's gonna be a lot. I can't really state it enough. I mean, I've captured a good few hundred hours with the episodes I've done here. A good majority of it. You know, there's like the 2 months or so, 2 months plus, almost three, I guess, of walking that I didn't capture on stream. So I guess there's that. But it does capture a majority of the hours. So I guess once before Journey to the Farlands is done, and once I'm closer to the Farlands, I'll actually have like a good estimate of how many hours it actually took me to walk to the Farlands, because it'll have everything accounted for. Well, kind of at spawn, I think in the original, like this kind of original journey back in August, I was a lot less efficient than I was in before Journey to the Farlands, but who cares about a little bit of efficiency? It really doesn't make a difference. If it's only really a few hours shaved off in the end, out of like 1,800 hours. My estimate was, what did I say? I think I said 1,300 hours. It takes like 840 or 820 hours of like walking in a straight line to get to the Farlands, I think, which is around 40 days of in-game walking. So 800, it's basically double that. It's gonna be, ooh, it's gonna be a mess. But it's gonna be a, yep, there's gonna be a lot of long episodes next year. It's only inevitable, but it's gotta be some build up to the little reaching of the Farlands. You know, the end of the series. Well, I mean, the end of the journey anyway. The journey kind of, I don't know if it will really continue beyond the Farlands. You technically can walk beyond the Farlands, but I don't know if I really am gonna do that. It's still something I've been trying to think about, because I might just build a base there and be like, EA. Like that might be what I do. And if I ever do anything beyond Journey of the Farlands, I feel like it'll be a good few years away after I reach the Farlands, because school, I won't have time to do like anything, let alone another journey series beyond the Farlands. It's only a few million blocks beyond the Farlands, like I already told you, Cherry. It's nothing. I actually don't even know how many millions of blocks it is to fall through the world, but anyway. Oh, look at that, all the pumpkins over there. We'll enter a nice, lovely snow biome, which is, well, we're probably getting close to the end of the episode. A few more minutes. So a pretty successful commentary. I made it through an entire episode of commentary, and it was a multi-hour episode. Pretty good. Pumpkin face is creepy. I never found it to be creepy. It's got some charm. With the snow biomes. Yeah. They've grown on me, like I said. They're not, I don't think they're my, well, I don't even know if I have really a favorite biome in Minecraft. The Farlands. It's not technically a biome though. It's more or less just a state of mind. Get into real abstract thinking. Just when you decide to let go. That's when the train decides to just let go and just become a true Just absolute terror. They are kind of ominous looking, the Farlands. That is true. Yeah, we are getting into abstract thinking all the time. That's right. It's part of it's one of the joys of this series, really. No normal, no normal conversations. What, do you want me to talk about the weather again? We talked about the weather a little bit. We talked about, I don't know. We've talked about some relatively normal things before, just not commonly. Because honestly, you kind of start to run out of the normal topics given episodes of this length. Now, just imagine how long a journey to the Farlands would be if you weren't doing multi-hour long episodes, though. Like for like Kurt, for example, who did like short episodes, and it's been years. Yes, because it rained, it was a miracle. But like, geez, I would be nowhere close to the Farlands if I had done, just like normal episodes, basically, not just an hour-long episode. Well, even if I did hour-long episodes daily, it still would have taken me a long time. I think it averages out to about 2 years, just over 2 years at an hour a day. Which is probably where I'll be aiming. 2 years. But yeah. Oh, the sun is setting and I'm tired, and I'm probably pretty tired after doing a 3-hour commentary. I might do the Before Journey of the Farlands commentary on Tuesday instead. I'll film a double episode of that this week. Multiple episodes. And I'll just do the commentary on Tuesday because I feel like I'm a bit commentaried out, especially probably after Stardew. Well, Stardew's not that bad actually. The commentary for Stardew's pretty nice and chill. I don't have to think about abstract topics to talk about like I do in Journey of the Farlands. Actually, they kind of just come to me now in this series, but anyway. It uses a bit of the brain power for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna build a bed here, and oh yeah, I don't have any blocks. Maybe I'll just do a hidey hole then. Always weird how like nothing spawns in this game for like 5 minutes. Like there's like nothing out here. Anyway, it's a miracle, or it's a blessing in disguise. Lovely. I'm gonna set this bed up and then I'll bid you adieu for the day. All right. Well, we're all settled. Yeah. Good night, Cherry. I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I won't. Since I did such a long commentary, I'm not gonna ramble on. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, whatever is the next one, if there is one. Alrighty, goodbye. See ya.